Now Port of Baku is really coming back as the 21st century five-star hub that is going to not only connect the continents, but also going to contribute directly to the regional economic development, to the region which it is.
The Port of Baku is the oldest and most strategic port on the Caspian Sea. Set on a trading route between the east and west, it's a global destination for transport and logistics. Connectivity is key to its success.
Disruptions along the Suez Canal, disruptions along the Ukraine-Russia war has highlighted the importance of supply chain. And many people started to look at this much more seriously. And as you know, Port of Baku is located in the middle of Central Eurasia. It is along the major connector of east and west, north, south, you name it.
The Port of Baku has clear ambitions to adapt and grow to meet escalating global trade demands. Last year, its handling volume reached 7.3 million tonnes. That's a 51% increase since 2020.
We have a very good operational team that has KPIs on how fast they should be handling the cargoes. And I think all these have contributed really to the increase of cargo and trust that lots of international clients as well have put in Port of Baku.
Located 70 kilometers from the capital Baku in Alat, it has 13 berths, including a roll-on, roll-off or ro-ro quay, a ferry terminal and a general cargo terminal. With advancing technologies, digitization and automation are high on the agenda for the port's development.
The Port of Baku is heavily investing into digitalization of services. One of these is Port Management Information Systems. The system allows real-time information transfer to facilitate tracking and tracing of goods and optimize the transit time.
The port is also adopting environmental sustainability policy and practices to reduce its ecological and ecosystem impact.
We recently completed a carbon footprint which confirms our suspicions that vessels emitted about 80% of about 60% of our carbon emissions, and then followed by the trucks, and also followed by the equipment that we have. So this gives us the baseline for a clear strategic blueprint on how to reduce emissions to zero in about 15 to 20 years' time.
Alat Eco Park is an extension of the Port of Baku's green initiatives beyond port operations and an example of its contribution to the wider community.
It's powered with energy-efficient facilities supporting an eco-friendly environment. And the contribution to the next generation doesn't end there. A robotics and coding program is offered to local school children, which hopes to help educate the technology manufacturers of the future.
I joined this training in February, and I learned a lot of things here. For example, coding, 3D printing.
When I grow up, I want to develop my country in drone technology. So I come here for make my dream reality.
The port's vision is not only based on trade, but also on environmental and wildlife protection. More than 40 species of birds live in the harbour basin. The port's also expanding its green zones, planting more than 50,000 trees and plants.
So we want to provide an example to other ports in the region. You know, when there's wildlife, there's vegetation, there's forest, there's greenery. All these are actually natural elements of the system that absorbs carbon. So it's important to get this correct, especially if you look in Alat in this region, right? It looks a bit arid here. So we have actually explored certain things with our local university, ADA University, on some program to have some joint projects to look at possibly, drip irrigation so that we can promote this kind of greenery, create some buffer zones, and to promote the wildlife in this region.
With further expansion plans taking shape, the Port of Baku looks set to further cement its role as a global leader in trade and logistics.